right, good Christ. Welcome in here. Happy Thursday. I cannot believe it is Thursday. It is November the 7th. My God, what in the hell has happened to the year? I'm Joe Raineri. Thank you very much for stopping by here. And it's another edition of our show brought to you by our good friends at Paperhead. Why don't you guys just stop trying to beat the book and be the book? Now would be the time to do it. College basketball season is here. NBA is here. We've got bowl season still coming up. We got a whole lot of ways for you to kind of switch gears. Have the ultimate side hustle, guys, the ultimate gig. Okay, be the book. Stop trying to beat the book. Be the book. It's a hell of a lot easier than you think it is, and it really starts with having the right partners, and that's what they do at paperhead.com. They walk you through everything. Get you set up. You don't have to worry about a damn thing. Make sure you guys check them out. Follow the links below here or call the number there, 888-762-2111. That's 888-762-2111. And don't forget, we've got a game here tonight, don't we? That's right, Raiders. Chargers getting ready here. NFL Week 10 underway tonight. We're excited. I know you're excited, and I wanted to give you kind of my best bets here tonight. Wanted to kind of throw out to you also one of my favorite things to do here. I call it a shits and giggles teaser. Yes. You don't have many shits and giggles teasers during the season, but we do happen to have one that just fits the bill here tonight. Kind of an interesting dynamic happening with two college football games and an NFL game all wrapped into one. So there are some opportunities to employ that shits and giggles teaser, 6-point teaser. And if you guys are new to teasers, every now and then throw a couple of bucks down on a two-team situation there. Usually don't do it a lot in college football because the variance will kill you and make you broke when it's all said and done. Funny thing about betting teasers with 18-year-olds, they're not always that reliable, guys. So variance through the roof, but that's why we like to call it shits and giggles. You want to have a shits and giggles teaser? I got one in the NFL. I'll give you another shits and giggles one. If you want to do one NFL, one college team, we'll do that coming up. But also want to remind you guys, of course, that it's important. I don't know if you guys, it's important to line shop here because I'm seeing a lot of line movement all day long on these games, including the Raiders and I want to say San Diego, and I'm going to have to kick my own self in the ass. A lot of line movement in the L.A. Chargers Oakland Raiders game. I mean, a ton of line movement, too. It started out with Oakland getting two. It moved to a pick'em during the week. Then, of course, it hovered where a lot of money coming in on L.A., so they were -1. I seen 1.5, and hell, I've even seen it in 2 in a couple of different places, which is crazy. So it never has there been a more important time for you guys to understand line shopping and understand the importance of going out and getting the best number. After all, it doesn't make a difference that it's Gruden. It doesn't make a difference that it's Phillip Rivers. None of that shit matters. The only thing that matters, guys, is that you get the right number because, after all, guys, that is what you are betting. You are betting numbers. You are not betting teams. Nobody gives a shit if it's the Raiders. Nobody cares if it's the Chargers. The only thing you should care about is that you're getting the best number. And how do you do that? Well, congratulations to Colorado. Happens to be another one of those states that got their head out of their ass and realized, wow, we can actually make some money here if we just allowed sports investing and sports betting to be legal. The 19th state, I believe the 4th or 5th state this year alone to get their head out of their ass and allow it. And how Colorado, you can walk into any store and buy any choice of edibles you wanted and oil and everything else, but I couldn't place a bet on a sports game or an NFL game. The whole thing just seemed asinine to me, but congratulations. They did it. They got it passed. They will have sports investing by the end of the year, and more importantly, they'll have mobile betting by the end of the year, or at least by 2020, which is great news for those of you that live in Colorado. And now all of a sudden, I want to get my ass out of Miami and head to Colorado there. That seems like a lot of fun. 33 established casinos already in the state. Now they're all going to be offered the ability to open up a sports book, not to mention Mobile betting, not to mention never mind. Bottom line is Colorado seems like a pretty fun place to hang now, if only the Broncos were a little bit better. But speaking of the Broncos and speaking of line changes, you got to get the best number. How do you get the best number? You know, guys, I hate to say it. You can open up as many books as you want around the country. If you don't have access to them, it doesn't do any good. Bottom line is you still need an offshore book that you guys can rely upon in order to be able to use. Because, hey, if it's got the right number, if it's got the better number, what are you waiting for? And I'm telling you, uwager.lv, it's the offshore book that I use a lot because of the pricing, because of the customer service, because I don't have to give up a firstborn to either put money in or, and here's this, guys, no hassle payouts. You do not have to worry about pulling money out. You want it, it's yours. Completely up to you. Love the customer service. Love the folks over at UWager. You can call them up tonight, 1-800-UWager. The code JRS50. Tell them Joe Raineri Show 50, JRS50. They'll put a 50% deposit bonus match right into your account for you. Put in 100, they'll put in 50. You put in 50, they'll put in 25. You guys get the drift. But you got to call, guys. Get it set up. College basketball is here. 1-800-UWager. The code is JRS50. All right, so let's take a look here at this game tonight. One of my favorite plays. The old shits and giggles play, guys. You can't go wrong with a little shits and giggle teaser. And this is always a fun thing to do, especially on these standalone games. It just so happens that we have the ability to pass through two very key numbers when placing a shits and giggles teaser here. Now, it's a 6-point teaser. Why? Payouts are better. And the 6 points, any more than 6 points, you start getting really have to pay for it. Depending on the book, of course, guys, keep that in mind. Depending on the book, there's different levels to this, different prices. And those of you that don't know what a teaser is, it's very simple. Just we're going to either add 6 points up or 6 points down, depending on what side of the bet you are on. And the important part to remember about teasers, guys, is we want to be able to pass through two very important key numbers. Those numbers are 3 and the other number 7. That's correct. If we can pass through 3 and 7, then we got ourselves a pretty good shits and giggles teaser start right there. And wouldn't you know it, this Oakland Raiders Los Angeles Chargers game is perfect for a shits and giggles teaser. Why? Because I can get the Raiders now at 7.5, teasing them up. How is that? Well, they're at 1.5, thanks to our friends over at uwager.lv. They're at 1.5. So if I add 6 points to that, guys, I'm at 7.5, and now I'm over not only 3. I passed over 3. I passed over 7. So here I am sitting at 7.5. That's going to be one part of my shits and giggles teaser. The other part, to me, I'm going to go the under. Tease the total up, and I don't often like to tease totals. I actually don't ever tease totals. But when it's a standalone game, a single game like this, after all, the name of the teaser, shits and giggles. So if you got a shits and giggles teaser here tonight, I don't recommend doing any sort of totals often when it comes to teasing, but because you can get the Raiders at that through those key numbers of 3 and 7 here tonight at 7.5 with the hook at a game at home in which, let's be realistic, they have a good chance of winning this damn thing outright as well tonight at plus 110 on the money line. But I also think the under tonight is in play, and the current number is at 49.5, again, depending on where you shop it. So I'm going to go ahead and tease the total up to 54.5 or 55, depending on where you can. And then that's going to be my 6-point, 2-team shits and giggles teaser here tonight, guys. It's very simple. Brought to you by our good friends over at Paperhead and uwager.lv. That's it. 6-point teaser tonight. That's how you do it, guys. Raiders plus 7.5. Tease it up. Tease the total to 54.5, and then take the under. And that's minus 110 across the board there. And you might even be able to get it closer to even money, guys. 100 for 100. But you want to lay the 110. 110 right now to win 100. We'll give you an opportunity to get an extra 6 points there. I love the Raider at 7.5. Love that. I already think the game is going to be under anyway. and that was at 49, I bet, early this morning. So the fact that I can go ahead and get a 54.5, I think we're good to go. So that is our free recommended 6-point shits and giggles teaser. Now, again, I wouldn't necessarily recommend, emptying the bank account on any of these types of things. Again, they're good for Thursday night types of situations. And the only way that you ever consider them is if you can pass through those key numbers, right? Starting with 3 and 7. If you can do that, I like where we're going with this. I think we've got an opportunity. Now, don't recommend college shits and giggles teasers very often. Don't ever play them, really. And the reason is variance, guys. The numbers, the numbers don't lie. When you look at the data here, guys, go back. It's not that hard to figure it out. Google it. You can Google it. Yeah, college teasers, not nearly as profitable as NFL teasers. Why? Well, you tend to be able to, you can count on grown-ass millionaire men making millions upon millions of dollars to be able to stay within the parameters of the game, let's see. When you are betting teasers and you're counting on 18-year-olds not to fumble 6 times in a game or throw 7 picks or, punt the ball, punt returns and everything else and 5 intercept. Get the drift, guys, right? The variance is way, way too much in college football to consider teasers on a regular basis. But again, since it is a shits and giggles situation, wouldn't you know it, South Florida tonight happens to be a home dog taking on Temple. That's right, taking on Temple here tonight. So if one was so inclined, the Raiders, we told you, what does it pass through? 3 and 7, right? Raiders passing through 3 and 7. I can get the Raiders at 7.5. I can get South Florida at 8, passing through 3 and 7. So I can actually take South Florida, and I got news for you. I think South Florida is going to win this game. I got them on the money line anyway. I definitely think South Florida is going to have an opportunity to win this game at home, taking on a Temple team that has just been total trash the last couple of weeks. You got 2 teams in 2 totally different directions right now. Yes, Temple might have the better team, but they certainly haven't been playing like it. And as far as South Florida, Charlie Strong go, they've put it together here. They had a change at quarterback. They put McLeod in a couple of weeks ago. He's a dual-threat quarterback. And, yes, they've upped. They're a great turnover havoc defense, South Florida. They love getting turnovers. Only Illinois has more turnovers as a defense than South Florida, the Bulls. And Temple, by the way, has turned the ball over 15 times this year. So that's a recipe for disaster. So I do think South Florida is a live dog in this matchup anyway tonight. So if you wanted to throw together a shits and giggles teaser, 6 points, give me the Raiders at 7.5 and give me the South Florida Bulls at either 7.5 or 8, depending on where the line is right now. And again, shop the damn line, guys. That's the whole point. Get the best number. You're starting to understand why numbers is so important and why, you don't need to be a math genius to figure out, 6.5, 7.5 is better than 6.5, and so on and so forth. So give yourself the best opportunity to cash the tickets and do so by getting yourself multiple places to be able to place the bet. Ultimately, you need an offshore you can count on, which is why we've been telling you guys about UWager. 1-800-UWager. The code is JRS50. Give it to them. They will set you up. So, to reiterate one more time, our shits and giggles teaser of the night. 6 points. We're going Raiders plus 7.5. Give me tease the total up to 54.5. And we're going to go ahead, put that together. 110 will win you $100. You just laying 10 cents worth of juice. Have some fun with it. It's called shits and giggles. But if you really want to, get daring, then go ahead and take the Raiders 7.5 and throw the South Florida Bulls under there. Give them a 7.5 or 8, depending on where you're getting a number there. Tease them up, too, as well. They are definitely a live dog, and so are the Oakland Raiders. So don't be afraid. You can throw a couple of bucks there, have a good time with it, but don't be afraid tonight, guys, of the money lines. Do not be afraid of the money lines. I actually, fun tidbit of information, I learned what a Chanticleer is here tonight, and I know some of you are like, wow, Do they make a cream for that? Yes, but I didn't know what a Coastal Carolina, I didn't know what the hell a Chanticleer was. I didn't know if it was something having to do with South Carolina or Coastal Carolina. I wasn't sure what was going on. I keep hearing people like, oh, the Chanticleer. What is a Chanticleer? Well, we figured it out this morning over on the show there on Make It Rain in the mornings there on Sports Grid. Beginning at 7 a.m., guys. We got you started with everything. So Dane looked it up. We figured it was turns out it's an angry cock. I had no idea, but not like that, like it's a rooster, and apparently it's angry, and that's what a Chanticleer is, or at least that's what the logo looks like. So you learn something new every night. Now the Chanticleers, the angry cocks, are actually also playing tonight at home. They're taking on Louisiana Lafayette. So what does that mean? Well, Louisiana Lafayette's a 14.5 point favorite right now. They should rather easily be able to beat the angry cocks, the Chanticleers. I mean, they should not have a problem doing it. But just so you know, I'll also be on the under in that game tonight, 58.5. And I do think if it gets to over 14.5 or 15 points, if you're starting to see that push up, jump on the angry cocks there. Get them, the Chanticleers. Hop on them, because I do think this line, the value will start to push towards the other way. They can score some points. Not a great defense, but Louisiana Lafayette can run the ball. They're the best running team in the country, the Chanticleers. They don't necessarily stop the run all that well. They're better at the pass, defending the pass, but the run, not so much. So if you can get 14, Louisiana Lafayette. I'm going to go with the under. If you think this is going to be a shootout, you think there's going to be 60-some-odd points, be my guess. But they don't call them the angry cocks. I mean the Chanticleers for nothing. Check that game out, too. So we got a handful of NBA games, got a couple of college games, and then, of course, we're getting ready for the weekend, including a couple of more college games. Tomorrow we'll have ready for you over 35 college basketball games tomorrow. Ralph Michaels and I will be hanging around from wagertalk.com. We got our own college basketball show. We will get you caught up with everything. Yes, everything when it comes to making it a profitable weekend. Do yourselves a favor, guys, if you do get a chance. A couple of guys we want to thank and send a shout-out to. Again, don't forget, make sure you write down this number, 888-762-2111. If you've ever thought about opening your own independent book, guys, there is no better time than right now. You don't need $1 trillion. Hell, what you need is the support. You need the support of what paperhead.com does, and they are the industry leader when it comes to the software, when it comes to being able to understand exactly how to build a book business. They are there. You get your own personal concierge with paperhead.com. I shit you not. So you actually have somebody who is there every step of the way helping you build it. You know, there's no upfront cost. You're not paying for anything. It's all set up for you for free. It's amazing, guys. I'm telling you, if you've ever thought about it, it doesn't cost you anything to get it set up. All right? Have the software, have the account, have everything ready to go. And then when you decide to pull the trigger and start moving forward with it, boom, you've got it all set up. Make the call. Ask the questions. I'm telling you, guys, you'll be thanking me that you did. Take the next step. Forget about beating the books. Be the book. 888-762-2111. Write that number down. Call them. 888-762-2111. Follow the links below. Paperhead.com/Joe. So there you go, guys. You've got it. Don't forget, you wager. Our buddies at halftimemagic.com will have your second half lines posted on Twitter at Halftime Magic. Make sure you're checking them out, too, as well at halftimemagic.com. We will be back again tomorrow. Head over to Sports Memo as well if you guys haven't done that already. Some of the best cappers, free plays are up all over the place. Not to mention Drew Martin and myself. We have already posted our Every Game on the Board college football podcast. It's available. If you guys want to hear our early leans, early lines, everything we think about the games on the board this weekend and including tonight's, it's ready for you. Check it out over at sportsmemo.com. So thanks again, guys. Enjoy the shits and giggles fun night tonight. If you're going to go with the old shits and giggles teaser, enjoy it. Good luck. Cash the tickets. Come back and join us again tomorrow. We'll get to do it all over again. Guys, appreciate your time, man. Best of luck. We'll talk again tomorrow.